So guys, today I'm in Enugu State. The long-awaited video is here. I'm here in the house of the Onyia, Ezenwanyi Obinagu Udi. You know what I go? So I'm with her daughter, the first daughter, Igbe Wine Makasiri there. Asa Mama Ejejemba. Mommy, good morning. Good afternoon,
Good
ma.
afternoon.
Mommy, cake him.
Adibwa.
And people have verified us to you people. And I'm glad that you are blinking. So
Yes.
as I'm just seeing the vero Onyia. If you never see her, look at her hair.
That's my mother.
Okay.
I am Dr. Mrs. Theodora Obiageli Njoku, daughter of Lady Veronia, who's late now. And she was the one who really made us a big name in Igbo land, especially in Enugu State. She started life as a young girl who my father married into his family, the Onyia of Obinagu Udi. She was a young schoolgirl who did well at college, but she had to drop it on the insistence of her mother, who found that she was an industrious woman, a young girl, and he dropped it for going into a seamstress business. She started on a small scale, apart from some other small scale businesses she was doing with her mother. And then she grew with it, being encouraged by my father, Mr. Jeremiah Onyia of Enugu Udi. They lived in Enugu together and had to move to up north as a railman. Was a young railman. For he grew from LI, Locomotive Inspector of Nigeria Railway Corporation. Then he kept going up promotion. So his wife had to follow him everywhere he went. And she followed him continuously with this her business that she had started on a small scale. Eventually, they stayed for a long time in Lagos State, where the business grew into a factory. It became an industry. She was of the industrial estate, Yaba in Lagos, Nigeria. And the business had grown into a factory where the factory was known as Excelsior Garments Factory, where she did finished garments. She was into importing and also exporting her finished products. Quite honestly, this product went as far as the whole of West Africa, from Abidjan to Accra to Lome, Cotonou. She was very well known for her products. It was highly successful, even from Niger up north to Andaba, the eastern North Onitsha. They were all her clients, and it grew so well. She became a member of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria and also Nigeria Chamber of Commerce and Industry. She worked for many years in Lagos State, apart from the exports too. She was very much into importing products into Nigeria, machinery and also fabric that she turned into finished fabrics for export. Eventually, she formed other forms of businesses that are just as successful as the garments factory. She also was into building houses. In fact, she once told me at 35 years old, she had built 17 houses. She was that successful. And eventually, she also went into studying, building herself up into what you would never have believed, that a young girl of a seamstress style became an educated woman. She was president of many clubs, you know, in Nigeria. And she also went to School of Journalism and bagged a doctorate eventually. in her one of her successes. She came down to Enugu State and built this magnificent house here in Obinagu Udi. And she's very well known for her successes in this town. She made it a successful, but she was determined to do so. She represented many governors and ministers were her associates. And in fact, she brought the electricity, rural electrification into Obinagu Udi, and also the water corporation into this town. She's very well known for her philanthropic type of life. She gave scholarship to many families, gave many families of a small scale industry that made them successful themselves. And we, her children, are proud of her. There were 5 of us. She had with my father 5 children, 3 boys and 2 girls. They are late now, my siblings, but their children, also her grandchildren, are also with us here in this family house in Obinagu Udi. They do come in from time to time from abroad. And we are really proud of her. And we all really would like to be as successful as she was. She was a successful businesswoman. She had partners or associates in England, known as FM Bashar and Fosbrook. They were her backbone, really. They made her a highly successful woman. The businesses were interrupted when Nigeria's economy was dwindling. They put a ban on textiles, and that completely disorganized her business. So she had to venture into other business. Apart from the property development, she had so many properties she developed and put them on rentals. She actually built a high-rise building in Lagos Industrial Estate of 10 floors. So she ventured into other businesses, and the textile business had to stop suddenly because of the ban on importation of textiles. There was a ban was placed when Nigeria's economy was dwindling. So because it affected her business badly, she had to close down and go into other businesses. Active member of People's Club of Nigeria, known as Lady Vero Onyia, and she made her contribution in a big way. I attended some meetings with her, some ceremonies with her with the club, and I met many dignitaries and heavyweights from our southeast states. It was an Igbo type of club. I met so many heavyweights through her. One of them, well, there's so many of them. I don't know which one to mention now. Ambassadors, ministers, governors, they were her close associates, and she was very much liked by every club member. She had other club associates. It was a Lioness, was a district governor of Lagos District A2, and also a Soroptimist. She was one of the leaders of the Soroptimist Ladies Club of Nigeria, based in Lagos State. On the religious note, she was highly religious woman, practiced her Christianity seriously. She was the patron of Christian Mothers of Nigeria, Confraternity of Christian Mothers of Nigeria in Lagos, and also in Enugu State here, a Holy Ghost Cathedral there, and in this town. She also bagged the medal of Mary of Bethany. She was a medalist of Mary of Bethany. She has received many church awards in appreciation of her contribution to the growth of the Catholic Church. And apart from that, she also had some affiliates of our other religious bodies. I would say she was a highly successful woman. Because of her contribution to development of Obinagu Udi and her philanthropic activities, the people of Obinagu Udi decided to give her the title of Ezenwanyi of Obinagu Udi. And she was crowned by the Igwe then as the Ezenwanyi of Obinagu Udi. Later on, the governor then of Enugu State crowned her also the Ezenwanyi of Enugu State, which is another feather to her cap, yes. So she's well known as Ezenwanyi of Obinagu Udi and Ezenwanyi of Enugu State. No, she was a religious woman. The native God is out of her character completely, never featured in her life. She was a highly religious woman, and the church awarded her in big ways. They were proud of her, and she was someone who gathered women in church, and made them grow with the church. So it's impossible to have any association with any juju or any such activities. Her mother too was a very highly religious woman, and then my father, of course, was one of the knights of a Catholic Church. My father, so they had no business with the native juju or any of those things. Alien to the family, completely alien. They were not known at all. As a daughter, she taught me how to be able to stand on my own, not being influenced by anyone. My education was so important to all her. Education was so important to me and my other siblings. She completely influenced me. I read medicine at College of Medicine, University of Lagos, and her language is hard work. If you work hard, you'll succeed in anything you embark in life. So that's my own impression too, of life. Anything we do is purely on a dint of hard work. That was her language. You must work hard to succeed in life. And she was an industrious woman. I'm particularly interested in keeping this legacy, especially this family house is known as Ezenwanyi Villa or the Villa in Obinagu Udi. Anyone you ask in this town, they talk about Ezenwanyi Villa. We have, over the years since she left, put hands together and maintained it up to this standard that it is today. Believe me, 10 years ago, when she passed on, 20 years ago, when this house was built, we have kept up it up to the standard of when it was first built. We've worked hard at it, and we're proud and happy that we're able to keep it to this standard. I hope we can continue to do so. It's a lot of, work to do so, but we are proud to say we are successfully doing so. We're proud of ourselves. My advice to the new generation is that children of this day, that they should strive to get their education, educational solid background that will make them contribute to their societies, and it requires a lot of dedication and hard work. I notice these days most children want the easiest way out of making money and indulge themselves in all sorts of practices, including robberies, prostitution, and dubious business deals like Yahoo and things like that. Yahoo. So it's discouraging because very few percentage are actually continuing this legacy that has been handed over to us by our parents. Their generation was more dedicated to successful lives. Children these days just get away with what they can, and they don't care whether they get jailed or not with these kidnappings here and there and robberies. So a lot depends on the successful ones, to impact these values in them, their children especially, that they must work hard to succeed.